Oh boy, gym owners, this one is gonna hurt. The things that make you happy in one season of your life don't always translate to happiness in a later season of your life. And a lot of gym owners dig themselves into a hole that becomes very hard to get out of. In this video, we'll discuss this phenomenon and I'll offer some helpful frameworks for how to address and to build a gym and a life you love for the long haul. My name is Mark Fisher from businessforunicorns.com. And if you like this video and you want some support in figuring out how to dig out of maybe this young trainer gym ownery hole, you'll want to check out the Unicorn Society. So you can click the link in the description box below and you'll find out about our coaching group exclusively for brick and mortar training gym owners just like you. So if there's one well-known principle in psychology, it is that humans are not particularly good at understanding what is going to make us happy. Now, this is something that shows up when someone is, let's say, a younger gym trainer. Let's say you're in your late 20s and you are single and you don't have kids and you love training and it's so much fun. You're pretty happy. Like, sure, your hours are long and your hours are kind of weird, and you're a trainer, which doesn't always have status for Uncle Bob when you go home for the holidays. Uncle Bob, am I right? But who cares? You're happy. And since you're delivering most of the services and your overhead is relatively low, you're actually making pretty decent money doing something you love, particularly for someone in their mid-20s. But we flash forward and now you're in your early 40s, you've gotten married, you have 1 or 2 children, you have a mortgage, and suddenly you're not making as much as you might like to be making because your costs of living have increased dramatically. And ultimately your business is relying on you to deliver most of the sessions. So there doesn't seem to be an easy way out because yeah, you could hire help, but you're not really making enough money to do that to still be able to afford the now pretty substantive overhead you have as a grown-ass adult. So you can just keep grinding through, but what you're finding is now you're still working before work, you're still working after work, you're still working on the weekends, and you're missing some precious time that you'd rather be spending with your family. You don't have the time or the bandwidth to even think about doing things that will actually grow the business and begin to create personal freedom. And here's the deal. If you opened up a gym, at least part of the reason you did so was some kind of personal freedom. And again, I concede, this looks differently when you're going from a big box gym trainer to basically a trainer that has a lease and is running their own show versus an actual gym owner that has a gym that can actually make money while you're on vacation or hanging out with your loved ones. So if this is stinging, I do have some good news for you, which is that one, it's kind of normal, right? Remember, go back to the first point I made. Most people are not particularly great at identifying the things that are gonna make us happy later because to your defense, you're kind of a different person when that made sense. It was hard to forecast how you were gonna feel when you were a third of your life later. But there are things you can do. There are things you can do. I promise you, you don't have to be stuck with this. And I can't guarantee that it's necessarily gonna be easy. It might be a couple months of burning the midnight oil and burning at both ends for a little bit, but it is entirely possible to get out of this. And more so than ever, the fitness industry has a lot of great resources to help people. Now, certainly we have the Unicorn Society, which I've mentioned. I'm biased. I think that's a particularly good one. But whether you work with us or other people, I think what is gonna make this happen the fastest way possible so you can afford it, you wanna find someone that has done what you wanna do and someone that has a track record of doing this exact thing, of taking a gym owner that's on the floor 40 hours per week and chunking their way back until they're working a more reasonable workload, because you probably still want to do some training, you probably still like it, you just want a little bit more freedom, you want a little bit more control, you don't want to feel like the business is hanging on your shoulders at all times. Because ultimately what you're looking to do, and this is the thing that I believe is difficult without the context of an outside eye and someone who can help you assess your situation, is identify what needs to happen next, because things do need to move in a sequential manner. And if you do the wrong thing in the wrong order, you're not going to release the emergency brake and move with speed towards the life you want to be living. So if you're feeling a little bummed about this, maybe check out another video I made, how to get out of a funk. Because part of what makes this situation so pernicious is you can get into a bad head game about this. And I want to acknowledge, I wanted to give you tough love, but I also want you to spiral. I don't want you to feel like this is hopeless, because it's not. It's so normal. Basically, everyone does it. It's a very rare gym owner that starts with a real awareness of what it takes to run a business. So that's okay. So if you're listening to this and this resonates and you want help, either click on the link below to learn about the Unicorn Society, or you know what else? Click on the subscribe button and watch all sorts of videos. You can watch videos on hiring. You can watch videos on managing a team. You can, if you need help generating more leads, I have videos on marketing and sales. So the good news is, even if you can't work with a mentor, there's a lot of free resources in today's day and age. And what I commit to is I'm gonna keep doing my best to keep making these free resources, because I'm committed to you having a gym that really works for the life you want to live so that you're able to impact your community and also spend your life in a way that feels balanced. I am rooting for you! Thank you so much, as always, for watching these videos. If you're interested in more about what we do at businessforunicorns.com, you can head on over to that website, and I will look forward to seeing you soon for another video where I will share more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and philosophy!